Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital recap September 12th. Liesl slaps Britt. Josslyn and Vaughn busted. Jason and Anna clash. General Hospital recaps for Friday, September 12th reveal Josslyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, and S. Vaughn, Bryce Durfee, get busted, and Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, and Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, clash. Plus, after an emotional reunion, Liesl Albrecht, Kathleen Gotti, slaps Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault, into next Sunday, in front of a shocked Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watt-Rose. Joss and Vaughn get busted. At Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia, Vaughn and Josslyn came back to their cabin after surfing and quickly went to bed. In the afterglow, they both felt that everything seemed more intense after their close call with death. Make sure to check out our weekly GH spoilers here. Josslyn wondered what would happen when they went back to reality, and Vaughn reminded her that Jack Brennan, Chris L. McKenna, couldn't find out about their relationship. Just then, Brennan entered and caught them in bed together. He stepped out to let them get dressed and then seemed much more interested in discussing the five poppies and Britt than in their relationship. Josslyn tries to explain. Josslyn shared that upon encountering Britt, they anticipated extracting information from her, but their disguise was compromised. Jack disclosed that Colette Moreau, Mercedes Lopez Renard, was the one responsible for that and questioned why they were still alive. Vaughn mentioned that they were being held as test subjects for laboratory experiments, and Brennan was taken aback when Josslyn disclosed that they had managed to escape with Jason Morgan's assistance. He shouted that this was meant to be a reconnaissance mission, and after putting their lives on the line and disregarding orders, they had nothing to present in return. Jason and Anna clash. Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, was taken aback to find Jason back in town. He'd arrived while she was talking to her. He requested to talk to Anna privately, telling Carly he would catch up with her later. He then pressed Anna on how long she had known that Josslyn was a WSB agent. Anna felt relieved to find out that Josslyn was safe and confessed she had been aware for a few months. She described how her investigation into Dalton led her to realize Josslyn was following him too, and Jack had brought her in, but she couldn't tell Jason because it was confidential. Anna maintained that she pleaded with Jack to withdraw Joss, but he refused, so she had to send Jason in to keep her safe. Jason continues to argue with Anna over Joss. Jason believed Anna should have helped her out of this situation because she understands how much the WSB can ruin a life. Anna replied that Josslyn is now an adult and chose to join the WSB willingly, but Jason thought she was at least coerced into it. Anna figured Jack must have seen something in Josslyn and was ready to jeopardize his relationship with Carly. Feeling hurt, Jason felt betrayed, and although she apologized, she couldn't change it. She inquired if he intended to tell Carly the truth, but he promised Joss he wouldn't. When Anna asked about what occurred in Croatia, Jason coldly suggested she ask her friend Jack before leaving in anger. Brick confirmed completing his mission to Sonny. Brick, Stephen A. Smith, went to Sonny's office to confirm he followed orders. He had placed evidence in Drew's safe to make it seem like the $1 million in the late Judge Eva Heron's, Tessa Aubergenois, bank account came from the congressman. Brick mentioned he left long before the shooting happened. Carly came in and hugged Brick, then shared that Jason was back and having a private talk with Anna. Carly also mentioned she had gone to Anna to admit she threatened Drew to get ahead of any blame. Sonny asked if she was trying to shift suspicion. Sonny questioned if she was trying to shift suspicion, and Brick asked if she was shielding Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson. Carly was sure Drew would blame Michael for the crime so that Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, could regain custody of her children. Brick offered to help, and when Carly suggested it would be better if Drew had died, he joked that there was still time for that. Sonny stated that soon it wouldn't matter because Drew's testimony wouldn't hold any weight with the police. Emma reveals her plan to Gio. At Bad Jen's, Emma Scorpio Drake, Braden Bruner, bragged to Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, about her good relationship with Professor Henry Dalton, Daniel Goddard, and they raised their glasses to plotting his downfall. She accurately predicted when Dalton would arrive at the cafe, then went up to him to offer a slice of cheesecake. As he shared his latest updates, Dalton admired all the work she had accomplished as his assistant and wanted to share a secret with her. When he received a call, Emma offered to help, but he turned her down and began to walk away. She inquired about the secret. He jokingly whispered that the cafe used goat's milk in their lattes. After he departed, Gio popped Emma's excitement by informing her that Outback had gone missing. He'd heard about it earlier. Elizabeth revived a fainted Liesl. After Albrecht collapsed in Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrose, arms, Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Herbst, help her regain consciousness. Albrecht was shocked to see that her eyes weren't deceiving her. Britt was truly alive. She held her daughter tightly, tears of joy streaming down her face, and asked how this was possible. Britt, however, deferred the explanation, assuring her that she would clarify everything later. Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, felt that Britt shouldn't be present at that moment, and Nina interrupted their disagreement to hug her cousin. Lulu and Britt clashed over Rocco. When Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens, requested Liz to fetch Rocco Falconeri, Finn Carr, Britt overheard and inquired if Ben was there. Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, had just finished stitching Rocco up when Liz entered with a tale about a new hospital policy. It would allow Rocco to stay in the room a little longer, and Lucas agreed. Lulu reminded Britt that her son's name was Rocco, while Nina encouraged them not to spoil the moment, suggesting that Albrecht and Britt should come home with her. Lulu requested that she and Dante be the ones to inform Rocco about Britt's return, and Britt reluctantly consented. Liz revealed the britches back to Lucas. Lulu complained to her husband that she only agreed to let Rocco learn about Britt because she believed she was dead. Dante wanted them to learn from their past errors, and she concurred that they needed to inform him themselves. After Liz signaled to Lucas that it was safe for Rocco to proceed, she disclosed that the reason for the deception was because the britch is back. Lucas was skeptical, but Liz maintained it was true, and given her family's history, anything could happen. Lucas intended to call Brad Cooper, Perry Shen, to share the good news. Liz convinced Lucas to leave Brad out of it, but Liz snatched his phone to prevent him from getting involved in Brad's issues. Liz reminded him also that he'd kept Wiley Corinthos, Viren Weaver, true paternity a secret for nearly 2 years. Liz noted that Brad might have played a role in faking Britt's death. This was a real possibility and agreed to keep things calm. In the meanwhile, Dante and Lulu took Rocco home to explain about Britt being alive. Rocco didn't take keeping Britt's survival a secret very well. Rocco and his parents returned home, while Rocco and Charlotte Cassadine, Bluesy Burke, were still anxious about Outback. Lulu assured the kids that she would assist them in locating the dog, but first, they needed to have a conversation about Britt. Dante disclosed that they had spotted her at the hospital, very much alive. Rocco was taken aback and then realized she had been there while he was receiving his stitches, and they had kept him away from her. Lulu mentioned that everyone was feeling overwhelmed, so they all decided to part ways to discuss matters with their families, hoping he would understand. Britt tries to explain her survival to Liesl and Nina. Nina greeted Britt at her apartment, reassuring her that she could stay for as long as she wished. Albrecht was still in disbelief that her Britta was alive, prompting Nina to inquire once more about where she had been all this time. Britt attempted to brush them off again, claiming it was a long story and that she was too tired, but Albrecht insisted on getting answers. Britt explained that she had been approached for a research project abroad and accepted it to avoid having everyone witness her slow decline due to Huntington's. She confirmed that the attack by Heather Weber, Allie Mills, was indeed real, but her death was not. Liesl slapped Britt into next Sunday. Albrecht was taken aback to learn that Britt had caused her to believe she was dead. Britt defended her actions by saying she didn't want Albrecht to see her deteriorate, to which Liesl retorted, "Yes. Watching you die in my arms was much better." Britt insisted that everything she did was for her, but Albrecht countered that she had only been selfish, inflicting pain on those who loved her in the process. In a fit of anger, she slapped Britt across the face, leaving a shocked Nina to witness the scene. Poor Charles was anything but quiet today, as confrontations, secrets, and emotional blow-ups rocked the canvas from start to finish. From Liesl's fiery showdown with her daughter to Josslyn's secret rendezvous being exposed, and Jason and Anna's escalating clash, tensions reached a boiling point that promises fallout for weeks to come. Liesl unleashes her fury on Britt. The episode kicked off at the hospital, where Britt Westbourne thought she could sidestep her mother's probing questions. But Liesl Albrecht was having none of it. After learning that Britt had been keeping more secrets about her involvement with Jason and the danger swirling around them, Liesl's patience snapped. "You dare lie to your mother again?" Liesl hissed, her voice rising enough to turn heads at the nurse's station. Britt tried to defend herself, insisting she had only been trying to protect Liesl from the fallout. But Liesl, never one to tolerate deception, raised her hand and delivered a sharp slap across her daughter's face. The slap reverberated in the hospital corridor, shocking onlookers. Britt reeled back, both hurt and furious. "You've crossed the line," she shouted, eyes brimming with tears. Liesl, however, stood her ground. "I have lost too much already," Liesl declared, her German accent thickening as her emotions spilled over. "I will not let you destroy yourself, nor the people you claim to care about, with your reckless choices." The confrontation ended with Britt storming off, muttering that her mother would never understand. Liesl, shaken but resolute, muttered to herself, "I will save her, whether she likes it or not." Josslyn and Vaughn get busted. Meanwhile, across town at the Metro Court, Josslyn Jax found herself in a situation that spiraled out of control. She and Vaughn, the new young bad boy in Port Charles, thought they were being discreet during their late-night hangout in Carly's hotel. What started as a harmless flirtation turned into a full-on makeout session in a private lounge area. Unfortunately for them, they weren't nearly as hidden as they believed. Carly walked in unexpectedly, accompanied by Sonny. The look on Carly's face when she spotted her daughter tangled up with Vaughn was priceless and terrifying. "Josslyn Jax, what do you think you're doing?" Carly's voice rang out, and the entire lounge fell silent. Josslyn tried to play it cool, brushing her hair from her face and muttering, "It's not what it looks like." But Sonny arched his eyebrows in disbelief. Vaughn, never one to back down, smirked and added fuel to the fire. "Actually, it's exactly what it looks like." Carly nearly exploded, warning Vaughn that he had no idea who he was messing with. Josslyn, defiant as always, jumped to Vaughn's defense. "Mom, stop treating me like a child. I like him. You don't get to decide who I spend time with." The bust-up drew curious glances from hotel guests, making Josslyn's humiliation even worse. Carly dragged her daughter away while Sonny kept a watchful, calculating eye on Vaughn. Something about the young man clearly didn't sit right with him. And knowing Sonny Corinthos, it won't be long before Vaughn learns what happens to people who cross into dangerous territory. Jason and Anna clash. Over at the PCPD, Jason Morgan and Anna Devane were at odds once again. Their uneasy alliance has been fraying for weeks, but today's confrontation blew the lid off. Anna accused Jason of withholding critical information about the recent shooting spree connected to Drew's investigation. Jason, calm but unyielding, shot back that Anna's WSB methods were doing more harm than good. "You're so focused on control, Anna, that you can't see when the people around you are drowning," Jason said in his trademark low, steady tone. Anna bristled, her frustration boiling over. "And you're so wrapped up in your mob code that you think you get to decide who lives and who dies. I've spent my life trying to prevent chaos, Jason. You invite it." The argument escalated until Anna slammed her hand down on the interrogation table. "If you're not going to cooperate, I'll find another way. Don't think your name, your reputation, or your connections make you untouchable." Jason didn't flinch. He leaned forward, his eyes cold but calm. "Then you'd better be ready to go to war, because I'm not backing down." The tension was so thick, it seemed like a fight could break out at any second. Instead, Anna stormed out of the room, muttering about how Jason was becoming a liability. Jason remained behind, silent and unreadable, but his clenched fists revealed just how much the clash had shaken him.